Forgot to say this in the film breakdown at the beginning. Thumbnail, if you're curious why I am with Coach Keats and I'm wearing NC State gear. Coach Keats is a Ferrum alum, represent. So I had to show love, and I worked at a basketball camp at NC State 5 or 6 years ago. Got a picture with them, two former Ferrum basketball players. It's a cool moment. I forgot to talk about that in the intro to this film breakdown, but now you guys know the backstory to the thumbnail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Duke versus NC State film breakdown. Welcome to another film breakdown, Duke versus NC State. This was a doozy. A lot of stuff happened in this game, just like the Wake Forest breakdown. I just got done recording the Big J and Little J show earlier today with Connor, my co-host. We talked about this game. I previewed a little bit of this film breakdown on there, things that I saw. We also previewed the UNC game that's coming up Saturday. Check that out. Follow us on Twitter, Big J Little J Show, and the podcast is on Apple and Spotify. It's been a long day talking ball. So I'm going to get tongue-tied in this, and that's fine, but we're going to go right into it. If I can find the mouse, I'm telling you, this computer, this laptop has kicked my ass today.
He's showing he's grown up since.
Gillis can't hit out of the inbounds, and Wolfpack have it. They'll swing for Styles. Will drop down.
So, if you're a bad three-point shooting team, where's the volume? Thank you. When you're a bad three-point shooting team, how do you get hot? You get easy looks, and those easy looks come normally in transition or inside out. NC State had both throughout this game, which led to them getting hot, and then them hitting tough ones because they found a rhythm. And here's just transition defense. Malawach has to fill out here. Instead, he gets caught underneath the basket. There's no one around. Malawach is looking to find somebody in the open floor. Honestly, everybody else does a really good job of spacing. Proctor takes ball, so you got a guy playing ball. And then Gillis is now on the left side of the court playing two. Malawach is in the paint pointing at Gillis, but Gillis has to play the ball. So Gillis plays the ball. Malawach is late, and it leads to an open three by Styles. So just see it again. Three-pointer, bang.
And another one. O'Connell off to Huntley Hatfield at 6'10". NC State is an experienced group. Everybody in their top 7 in the rotation is a senior.
So NC State was killing Duke in ball screen action at times. Here they get Malawach up too far away from the rim. Malawach they're either blitzing this or he's hard hedging. I'm not sure, but Malawach is way too high up to recover from this. Proctor probably needs to take one more step to his left, our right, to really make an impact on this pass to make sure the pass doesn't get there. Instead, Proctor creeps more to his guy. Now we got a wide open lane because Malawach is too high on the court. Proctor is cheating back to his man. Now it's an open passing lane, a great bounce pass by NC State, and they finish.
The baseline.
And how about this, OB? Kevin Keats has already played 10 players in this game. In the first 8 minutes, he's got 10 players in the rotation. So sending the message, whoever defends.
And we saw a lot of that. It seemed like Duke was scrambling a lot against NC State in this game. And what is the cause of this is Big Pat right here guarding a guard in the corner. So Big Pat is somehow on a guard right here. And Sion James does a good job of coming over. Duke's going to try and trap this corner. That's great. But Big Pat's got to make sure the guy cannot go baseline. That's the one area you cannot go. If Sion James is coming from the middle, you got to force this guy middle. Instead, Big Pat gives up baseline. Now Duke is scrambling as NC State does a really good job of doing a pass, shot. Again, they're not a great three-point shooting team, but when you have in-rhythm looks, you're going to knock them down, and NC State knocked them down.
Taylor, who was 3 for 13 against SMU Saturday and 1 for 7 from 3. This is an 8-0 run. 14-9 inside.
Really good feet there by Big Pat.
Punch. He can absolutely score the basketball. Young man really just getting his feet under him. Misses entire senior year of high school in the beginning of this season, but starting to become a factor for the Blue Devils.
Again, straight line drive. Straight line drive. Mason Gillis gives it up, but also Isaiah and help side right here. You just got to be more, just a little bit more over to his right to make sure that this driving lane is not there. Once ball handler starts to go right here, Isaiah's got to stunt pretty hard to make the ball handler pick up his dribble to help out Mason Gillis. Mason Gillis has to do a better job of staying in front of his man, but bad on-ball defense, not great help. That stunt's just not enough, and NC State goes right downhill and lays it in.
And sets, and making sure they don't take for granted this opportunity.
It looked like they've been invited. They're having a great time. Cooper Flagg leans in for.
And that's just simple action that Duke's ran all year. Cooper Flagg setting the cross screen for Knipple to get out of there, and then he's just going to post up and go to work, and he gets 2 points.
Having a great time. Cooper Flagg leans in for 2.
Productive to start this game.
On the output, stripped by Flagg. Cooper Flagg to the depth. Proctor finds an open lane, kicks it out. Knipple from the corner. Got it.
It's a great pass by Proctor. Proctor did not shoot it well. He did not shoot it well at Wake Forest either, but Tyrese Proctor, as a facilitator, still doing good things. I tweeted during the game, Duke needs to stop passing up layups to threes. This is an exception, though, because that's a low percentage shot if he goes up right here. And he makes a good decision. Could have possibly dumped it down to Malawach, but that's a hard-ass pass to make when you're getting body bumped in midair. Makes a good read, finds the shooter in the corner, and Knipple knocks it down.
So Duke with a response, and how about this? The pick by James. Yes,
when that happened live, I thought for sure the Cameron was bumping, right? But I thought for sure Duke was going to run away with it. So this is hats off to NC State to keep battling, because when Sion James does this and the crowd has that pop after the lead, it went from ballooning to Duke making like a 7-0 run in 30 seconds. I thought Duke was going to run away with it.
response, and how about this? The pick by James. The way they shot the basketball in the first 10 minutes. Can they keep that up? Rebound tapped around. Knipple gets there first.
Another offensive rebound for the Blue Devils.
Knipple looking to shoot. Just about every time he touches it, he's the hot hand. How about this one?
So this is what I was talking about earlier, right? When I said Proctor attacking, glad he didn't go up because low percentage shot. Con, you got to go up right here. You got to go up. That's got to be an easy 2. Instead, ball gets knocked down, and Malawach, love your effort, love your energy. If you're open, it's for a reason. Malawach is 1 of 7 from 3 on the year with 3 air balls. I don't want to hear, well, he made it in the Olympics. That's great. This is a way different animal, and these possessions matter in college basketball and cannot come up empty-handed, let alone a look like that. That misses everything where Duke had momentum. It's 23-19. Feel like Duke gets a bucket there. It's 23-21 and so on. You keep building. Instead, NC State gets bailed out on Knipple passing up an easy one and Malawach shooting an air ball.
How about this one? Malawach on an air mail.
Way up here on the roof where we sit to call these games, it looked as though he took that right out of Sion James' hands, but a little unfortunate bounce for Middlebrooks on that one.
23-19 NC State. Styles was cooking early. He'll drive it this time. What a tough.
Again, straight line drive to the 10. Dontrez Styles had a hell of a game for NC State. He's a hell of a player, but Cooper Flagg got burnt bad on the initial jab step by Dontrez. This jab step right here, Flagg is beat immediately. Hopping. Flagg hops. Styles has straight line drive. Again, Foster you got to just be a little bit more to that ball because Cooper Flagg's beat that bad. You just got to try and help your teammate out there. And say Foster dug too much, then you have Sion James on the back end, Knipple to fill out, and then Foster can go to the baseline. Instead, the straight line drive off the initial move that got Cooper Flagg beat, and Duke gives up a layup.
However, Dontrell Styles spent the first 2 years of his college career at the University of North Carolina. So he played here every year for the first two. Now has an opportunity to get back in this building in his last year as a basketball player at NC State.
No, a lot of rim.
All right, so this possession I have clipped up for a reason. Foster, again, ball handler, and you just got to make better decision. I'm nitpicking maybe a little bit, but here you're turning the corner. Good job. You've won the battle. You got to see now Dontrell Styles is in front of you with your defender on your hip. That should be an automatic read of your dribbling here, you pound dribble, and you're throwing that ball over your head like that to Cooper Flagg in the slot. Instead, he does a hezzy dribble, which is great, but he doesn't get to the cup. So now he's picking up his dribble as he's going away from the rim. He finds Con Knipple in the corner on relocation. Good pump fake by Knipple. But here, I would like Knipple to pass this or drive it. I wasn't a fan of this shot selection just because of the previous possessions that lead up to this shot where Duke was attacking the rim but not getting shot attempts at the rim. I just felt we could have got a better look from three or then a three right here with Con Knipple.
As a basketball player at NC State.
No, a lot of rim. The stun break laid up and in by O'Connell.
The 2-on-1 executed to perfection. Marcus Hill forcing Tyrese Proctor to commit, drops it off for the easy layup.
Knipple swishes it in.
So again, good shot by Con Knipple. Pretty good decision by Caleb Foster, but I would argue, again, this is a layup. I feel like Foster thought O'Connell was going to come over and contest this, but you go up right there, it's 2 points. But luckily, look, he found his shooter in the corner, just like Proctor did. Different scenario around the rim, but I was about to burp, but Knipple makes a three ball.
Is it in? He's got them to NC State basketball team and was an honorable All-American.
Wasn't a fan of that three, by the way.
Honorable mention All-American, the first NC State player to claim national recognition. So he's got NC State in his blood.
He absolutely has NC State in his blood, and he's gotten off to a great start against Grandpa's old.
All right, so I stated earlier on the first clip for this film breakdown, transition defense. Malawach didn't get out to the corner in time. Dontrell Styles hits the three. Okay, this time Malawach does a good job of getting back. He's filling space. He's surveying the floor where he needs to go. So now Flagg steps up. Malawach rotates like he should have in the first clip with Dontrell Styles. Good active hands. Now there's size mismatch down low, but Middlebrooks is not going to hurt you trying to do a post move down there. Let him be. But Malawach gets caught looking while he's guarding the perimeter. So O'Connell relocates. Malawach is too deep and loses his man. Leaves to an open three ball, and NC State makes Duke pay for it. It's just little things like this is the reason why Duke is having to go zone in the last two games. Just attention to details like that, falling asleep in certain situations lead to open threes. We saw it against Notre Dame in the last 4 minutes of that game, saw it against Wake parts of that game, and then saw it all game against NC State.
And Blue Devils, one of their last 11 from the field. So the struggle for the Blue Devils has been on the offensive side, which is rare. Oh, nice pass.
So he looks at the kick out Styles. They want him to shoot it. Shoot it. He does.
Again, right? Like Duke's been aggressive pretty much all year with ball screen action, but this is where it backfires. Good job of switching with Gillis and Sion James. Gillis pushes his guy through. Sion has a dribble handoff. Taylor rejects. But now Malawach is up top on the perimeter. Duke's trapping this, but NC State gets out of it. And so now you have Proctor being the one guy in the middle between two NC State guys. His guy's in the corner wide open. Middlebrooks looks to be open right here. This is a hell of a pass by NC State. I don't know who that is. My apologies. Throws a dime to where Proctor now has to retreat because it's going to be a layup. And now NC State gets an open three. All because Malawach is trapping here. And now once you pass out of that trap, the numbers are pro NC State, and it's 4-on-3 everywhere else, and they make Duke pay.
Brooks in the kick-out styles. They want him to shoot it. Shoot it, he does. Middlebrooks down the lane, going strong, no. And the whistle. Sion James, Euro stepping his way.
That's what I want to see more of from Sion James. I know he's a role player, but this dude going downhill in transition should be a layup every time against any other guard. Any other guard. The guy is a semi-truck going downhill. You get in his way, you're going to pay the price.
Brooks badly wants to get it up there. Can't stick it. Flagg with the board. And now Duke with their backs up against it here in the first half, trailing 35-24. Flagg, nice dish downstairs.
Just a great pass by Cooper Flagg. Again, I like Sion James trying to go downhill. He loses the ball, so it stops momentum. But everything's fine. Still in some sort of action now with Cooper Flagg and two-man with Malawach. Make Middlebrook step out. He went out too far on a gamble with Flagg, loses man Malawach, and Malawach dunks it.
One of the things that coaches have said about the Blue Devils, they will give up good looks from three. You just have to take advantage of them and knock them down. And the Pack have done that here tonight.
Middlebrooks out of the double. O'Connell splits the defense and lays it in.
That's frustrating because really good defensive possession by Duke. NC State has to make a play with less than 5 seconds on the shot clock. McConnell catches this. Why do I want to keep burping? Holy hell. McConnell, whatever his name is, catches it with 3 seconds left. And again, straight line drive by NC State. Good job. Now you got to get back, Sion. You cannot give up the straight line drive. He does. Gillis tries to step in. Good move to get around the help side defender. NC State gets another layup like they have, seems like, all first half.
Ball over, which is uncharacteristic of the Wolfpack, but since then have settled in and getting good looks on each and every time down the floor and being able to capitalize on the Michael O'Connell. We talked about OB. He can be more aggressive. 9 points, 4 from the field.
Guy came in averaging just 7. Proctor on the draw.
So here is the flare screen action for Con Knipple, but NC State does a good job of switching this. Mason Gillis tries to slip the switch. He's not open, so then you swing it across to you hand it off to Sion James, and then Sion James finds Proctor just making a simple curl screen because that's the one screen NC State's not trying to switch is a post and a guard. So Proctor catches it and gets downhill and finishes.
Don Sire said they need these type of tests. They haven't had many early.
Entry here for Flagg. The kick for Proctor. In and out. Rebounded to James on the tip. And lays it up and in.
Really good set by John Shire here right before halftime to get Flagg open to the rim. Flagg just bobbles it, so he has to kick it out. And a really good play by Sion James to grab an offensive rebound with one hand and get a 3-point play opportunity.
Three here for Flagg. The kick for he's hit on the point, too.
The defense. That's where he is most concerned about what he saw in the first half, fellas.
Well, when he talks about being more prepared, of course, he's taking accountability on himself with that one, but we saw the Blue Devil mascot.
So for all you people that are like, why does Malawach not get it on the post, on the block, give him post up? That's why. This is just not Malawach's game. He'll learn it in the pros. He'll get better at the pros. But here, this is just not what you want to see offensively for Duke in a close ball game. He goes one-on-one with his guy, and Middlebrook is dominating this whole possession of where he wants Malawash to go. Malawash trying to go to the block, and Malawash is going to end up going from parallel with the block to the ACC logo, and then he's shooting now a contested jump shot when it was supposed to be a left-hand or right-hand hook around the rim because he just doesn't have the strength yet to make that type of play around the rim. It's just a tough shot. It's a very tough shot.
Down the stretch of the first half, they went on a 7-0 run. Right at the tail end of the first half. Knipple with another touch. Back off for Flagg. Averaging 20. Knipple again from the foul line. Got the pass away.
So here, I like the idea from Knipple. Good pass initially by Flagg. Good skip pass Knipple in the corner. Knipple bags his man down, which is fine. Nothing's there. Now he comes up top. Gets his guy on another pump fake. And again, Malawash, love your energy, love your motor. 7-2 around the rim. You have to expect everything is going to be a lob, even a shot. So Malawash points straight to the sky, throw a lob. So Knipple does throw the lob, and Malawash just got to be strong with it. Gets out of his hands, stays Duke ball, but I think it leads to a shot clock violation right after this. You got to be strong with it and lay that thing in.
Pass away, and on a play off the pack.
On the defensive end for the Blue Devils.
Knipple thought about it. He'll drive it. The fall away. Got it.
That's what I like to see from Knipple is attacking the paint just like that. I said it in last film breakdown. I still stand by it. That's a good look for him. And again, this is the set to get Flagg a post up on the block. Can't get it, so now let's set a down screen by Malawash so Flagg can catch it at the top of the key. And then, again, NC State, not a great closeout. Good job by Knipple going off 2 feet in the paint. I think that's a high percentage shot for him.
Game and did not score.
Hill looking for a triple. The save goes back to Flagg. Flagg on the attack. Slams it down.
I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, right? Just not stopping ball here, getting faked out on an in-and-out dribble by Flagg, and he just punches at the rim. Again, this is another part of the game where I thought Duke's going to just take care of business and run away with it. But NC State battled right back.
And now trying to find a way to get some separation. The great equalizer will be the three-point shot, which NC State did so well in the first half, but missing an opportunity on that possession.
Well, they led by 4 at halftime. Now it's 41-37 Duke. James slamming on the brakes. Off the window, won't drop.
So I have this clipped up because it's a good cut by Sion, but one reason why Duke is struggling sometimes in the half court is their inability to go off screens really tightly. Like there's always some room for a defender to get through, or you're rounding out coming off of a screen rather than really going shoulder to shoulder with the screener. And what I mean by that is right here. Sion James is going to get screened by Malawash. So Sion is running to Proctor. But if he's shoulder to shoulder with Malawash right here, then he's already in advantage and has a full step, if not 2 steps in front of his man, because his man gets hit by the screen. But since Sion is so high up, he's got to catch it behind him like this because he's not making that a tight curl. Now his defender gets to catch right back up to him. It's a good push-out dribble by Sion, but now his defender is side by side with him, rides him, and then forces a tough look. Did he get fouled? Maybe, but that could have been avoided if you're coming off of this screen, shoulder to shoulder, leaving no gap. Make it tight and then curl it. Instead, just that little bit of a gap lets NC State stay with them. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and I don't think Duke scores. See, same thing right there, but then look what happens.
Flagg with a screen. Knipple to the paint with a follow-away.
So he misses the shot, but this is a better job of attacking the space of a screen. Again, that's a good high percentage shot for me with Knipple. Is he gets that screen the second time. Let me go back a little bit further. So he's going to catch it here. First screen by Flagg. The defender gets right through there. That screen did nothing. Knipple's got a jab step more to the left, make the defender jump one way so he can get that to make it a tight screen. But he does a good job of getting back into it with Flagg, two-man game. And this time he eliminates that angle for the defender. Defender gets hit by the screen, and now you're going one-on-one downhill. Get to your spot. Knipple does. We've seen Knipple hit this shot multiple times this season, and that's a good contest by Dontrez Styles. I still live with that shot. That's just good defense against good offense there, and defense won.
They did everything right there except make the shot. And NC State still hanging around despite the cold shooting in the second half. Another one on the way to swish.
And here, I mean, it's just, if you blink, you miss it. But Flagg, you cannot fall asleep in the short corner right there. Flagg falls asleep. He's just standing straight up. Two-man game with Sion James and Malawash. They do a good job of playing defense. Malawash does an outstanding job of being big and making the driver go nowhere as he's also battling his guy. Now Flagg's just standing between the ball handler and his man in the corner, and he's just standing straight up, and that's all you need. You need that little of space to get a shot off when a guy is standing straight up and help side. Just standing straight up, pass to your guy, three.
Hatfield looking for the paint. He'll fall away and miss. Duke looking to build on a three-point advantage. James gets downstairs and
again, Sion James. Sion James going downhill. Good things happen. Needs to happen more because it leads to layups around the rim and transition for Duke.
And Sion James, Huntley Hatfield as he tries to post.
seeing a lot of jerseys being grabbed, a lot of bumping here. Parker will lift it and hit it.
Trey Parker.
Look, this is what I was talking about earlier. When you let a team hit easy ones, then they're going to hit tough ones. I mean, this is good this is fine defense. That is a very difficult shot by Trey Parker. Honestly, I have no idea why this dude has not played throughout the year for NC State. He is better than O'Connell by a long shot. The way he scores the ball makes no sense. He scored 15 points in 19 minutes. The last time he played 15 or more minutes, I said on the podcast on the Big J and Little J show, he had 9 points on 3 of 5. And ever since that game, he went like 10 straight games with not playing more than 9 minutes. So I don't know what Keats is doing leaving him on the bench. This dude is a scorer. He's hot, and he can pull up from anywhere, and you see it right here.
Trey Parker has
a one-point game, and he's been a non-factor offensively at times this year. Not tonight. Cooper Flagg looking to answer. Yes!
So the Mason Gillis shot last game, or Shire, or I called it a no-yes shot by Shire. That's what this was to me live. I just thought, hey, you have a mismatch with Middlebrooks up top, and you should not settle for a 3. Flagg settles for a 3 and hits it, and it's a 4-point play.
Sir, yes! And a foul is one defensively. Middlebrooks, and it forces a turnover. Cooper Flagg looking to answer. Yes! And a foul is one defensively. Middlebrooks, and it forces a turnover. Flagg around the back. Cooper Flagg heating up, commanding it out of the double. Finds an open man in James. Shot clock at 15, plenty of time. Flagg again on Hill, pulls up and pops, and knocks it down.
That's just an absurd shot. And I rewound it because I couldn't remember if Duke was in zone leading up to this on that turnover. But I'm going to back this up a little bit because here in transition, I just feel like Duke can run a little bit better, more efficiently. Here, it's Flagg has it in his hands. I'm not doing a screen grab like the Josh Allen film breakdown where they're saying throw it to the guy behind him. I'm not saying that. I'm saying here, Knipple, keep running straight. Like, don't stop at the three-point line. Proctor's a three-point guy here. You're stopping here, and it's making it easier for NC State. You're bailing NC State out. I would like to see Knipple run across the face of number 5, where he's going straight across him to where number 5 sees a guy flashing in front of him. Now he's taking out Knipple, which leads Proctor open on the skip. Instead, there's lack of spacing between Knipple and Proctor. Proctor's doing the right thing. I just would like to see Knipple keep going, and then you see Malawatch doing his job, filling up space, running down the middle, and then it leads to a tough shot by Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's special, but Duke cannot rely on him hitting these tough, long twos in close ball games going down the stretch. They got to make it easier on him and everybody on the team by running the floor a little bit better in transition.
And in James, shot clock at 15, plenty of time. Flagg again on Hill, pulls up and pops, and knocks it down. 57-50 Duke. Here's Knipple. Malawatch for James.
Oh, got one. Knipple passed up an opportunity.
Won't pass up this one, but can't hit it.
I thought he should have taken it.
Just a bad offense possession here by Duke. It's just cross screen, down screen. NC State does a really good job of showing here to where Flagg can't get it. And so Styles gets back. And then here, Knipple, Corey Alexander said he should have shot this. He shouldn't have shot it because defense was right there. But you got Flagg posting right here. He has the perfect seal on Styles. You got to see it. And I say that because Knipple is one of Duke's better passers and he has really good vision at the rim. So when you catch this and you turn this, go right to Flagg. You're putting your head downhill, look towards the middle of the floor at the goal, and you're going to see Flagg in your peripheral vision. Instead, now it's a cluster with him and Malawatch, and it leads to that shot at the end of the shot clock.
I thought he should have taken it. Knipple passed up an opportunity.
Won't pass up this one, but can't hit it.
I thought he should have taken the 3 at the top. He had enough space to be able to get a good look, but Marcus Hill had to help.
In transition, looking for the 3, and now.
And then you get teams, like I said, they made the first couple, they're hot, and now they're pulling from deep. Was that a great shot? Probably not, especially for the worst three-point shooting team in the ACC. But damn, they started out 4 or 5 or something like that from 3, so now they're playing with fire.
Rattle home for Parker. James looking to penetrate, poked away. Taylor got a hand on it. Here's Styles back in there, trying to lay it up and in.
Again, you just got to get back in transition defense. Duke had this 59, 51, 57, 50. Could have been 59-50 if, say, Knipple found Flagg. Instead, bad shot leads to this 3 to make it 57-53. And then that layup right there made it 59-57. And Shire calls timeout, and this is what Duke runs out of that timeout.
Including the ACC tournament, the NCAA tournament last spring. The roll for James. He'll slam it down.
Just a really good set by John Shire. Quick hitter, really, but a bucket that Duke needed, a high percentage shot at that. Coming to set a flare screen for Knipple, slip it like Mason Gillis did in the first half, but NC State played it well against Gillis. Here they fall asleep on the slip, leads to a dunk.
He'll slam it down. Great shots down the stretch. They made so many of them tonight. Miles and Parker have been a huge chunk of the offense. Hill getting down low and 2 points.
And that just simply can't happen. That's inexcusable. It's a 4-point game. 4-point game. You got your guy out on the wing, and he's just driving baseline. There's just no resistance by Sion. He tries to bump him, but he whiffs because it's too late. And now a little body bump underneath the basket, and it's a 3-point play. And right after this play, again, credit to John Shire, he just saw his guard go one-on-one, get cooked basically going one-on-one. So what does he do? He goes zone. And then he flips the script going zone. I guess it's right after this one. I can't remember all of the plays that I have clipped up. But here's an offensive play, and then they go to zone.
So fortunate to not have to switch out of screen and roll action.
Flagg sent a screen to James. He keeps on rolling. Rebound tipped and poked out. Knipple with another effort. Shot clock's down to 2. He's got to heave it up there.
So have this clipped up because Duke had 2, maybe 3 shot clock violations, and they had 2 to 3 shots that were right at 1 second on the shot clock. Knipple has such a high IQ. You got to know how much time's on the shot clock, because it's not only you need to know at this one instance, but it's happened 3 or 4 times all game. And you hear the crowd, you see Shire, you should know anyways internally that ball didn't hit rim. You got to put it up. Like, look at the whole bench pointing, and he even looked at the bench, and he still just is trying to make a pass and then shoots a clinker. You just got to have a better presence of mind in crunch time. There's 3:30 left, 3-point game. Just get it on the rim.
Back into the zone.
So now here's Duke's zone.
Zone, you see how far the wings, Cooper, Flagg, Knipple out. That middle's going to be open.
So they don't get a stop there. I paused it because this frustrates me every time I see it. Just kind of sums up a little bit of the game. It was a weird night. Malwatch puked everywhere. Woman passed out. Corey Alexander may or may not have broke the news. Kobe Bryant died 5 years ago. And then you have this ball just trickle, and Cooper Flagg's just looking at it. Big Pat Nagong was just looking at it, but I give Big Pat benefit of the doubt because he's only averaging 5 minutes a game. And Cooper Flagg, anytime there's a ball on the ground or in the air, he's the first one to go attack it. You got to attack this. There's no way that should have happened. There's no way that ball should have squeaked through. I went too far. There's no way the ball should have squeaked through right here, man. It's a 3-point game with 3:23 left, and we're just looking at a ball roll on the floor. That's not good basketball. Luckily, Duke's in a zone because they're getting cooked and manned against NC State. But then the shot goes up, and then you can't rebound, and then NC State still keeps the ball. Like, Duke teetered. They played with so much fire against NC State that it is remarkable they pulled it out.
You see a great link on the wings and showing it, making it look as though very little is open against the zone.
The Pack can tie it up here. Taylor. Hill jumps into the paint. He can't connect. And saving it.
And then that's the play of the game for me, just because it looks so cool. I've never seen it before. Knipple just saving Tyrese Proctor's life. I wish somebody would Photoshop Malwatch's puke on the baseline there, and Knipple is saving Tyrese Proctor from falling in it. But I was let down by Twitter.
Bryce Hurd in the mix, as well as keeping the hot hand of Trey Parker on the floor.
Hurd, the second youngest player in the conference behind Cooper Flagg.
Those two guys were teammates a couple seasons ago in my book.
Jumper off target. Taylor couldn't hit that time. Flagg had it knocked away.
Big stop. Zone has been Duke's best friend these last 2 games, making these teams shoot tough ones against them. And both teams, Wake Forest and NC State, were 1 of 6 against Duke's zone.
Conference, aren't they?
Yeah, they absolutely are. And NC State came in with maybe one of their better performance of the season on the road tonight.
Flagg drives it. Shot clock winding down.
Honestly, all jokes aside about Proctor being saved by Knipple as play of the game, this is my play of the game because Pat Ngongba, again, limited minutes all year. Great dump down pass by Cooper Flagg to find the big fella, and just great touch and great poise by Pat to, again, there's 3 seconds on the shot clock. Shot clock's winding down in a game where it wound down 4 or 5 times for Duke. He could have rushed this thing. There's going to be a shot clock violation. There's a lot of hands going around, and he just calm and collective lays it in with a nice soft touch to give Duke a 6-point lead.
Well, the impressive part was keeping his pivot foot down. Of course, officials.
This is a little out of order, but we'll be fine.
Looking to make that call. Anything that looks awkward, they're going to call it. Does a great job keeping his pivot foot on the floor.
Cooper Flagg with 27. The Pack needs an answer under 2 minutes to go. Entry pass.
It's just the one bucket they scored. It was possession before Pat Ngongba laid it in. It's a zone, but Knipple has to front this guy in the middle of the zone. I know Duke does not practice zone, so it's like they're not going to be perfect. But if you're wondering how this happens, Knipple or maybe even Sion crashes down, but more so Knipple cuts off number 1 because there's nobody behind him. You cut off this pass, this dump off pass to number 1, and then Sion James can fill out behind Con Knipple. Instead, it's a layup because Knipple is called on the backside of the offensive player.
He only makes 1 of 2, still a 3-possession game.
And this is where we're going to end it. Just, again, zone is crucial in late game moments because not only did NC State struggle to score, but even if they did score, they're taking off valuable seconds on the clock.
64. Barker.
The zone costing NC State valuable seconds on the offensive end.
Parker has to launch a long one. Can't hit it off the back iron.
I mean, that's game right there because Duke made NC State, it was, when did this start? 45 seconds, maybe even longer. 50-second mark in the second half. 50 seconds to go in the game, 7-point game, and NC State has to settle for a tough 3 with no forward momentum with 33 seconds left because they're pressing. They can feel the energy. They can feel time running out. And Parker was hot all game, and this is one of his few misses. But the reason he missed this is because it's not in rhythm. He freaks out. He's already backpedaling when he catches it, shoots a tough one in Sion James' face, misses. Duke gets the rebound, and Duke wins the game. It's a good learning experience for Duke. This was a long breakdown, but there was a lot of plays that I had to go over. I hope to God that UNC breakdown is 5 minutes long because I feel like I'm going hoarse. I like and I love doing these breakdowns, but I never try to do 40-minute ones. But there are a lot of key moments in this game, just like the Wake Forest game, a game within the game. And so I wanted to give you guys every detail. If you made it this far, I very much appreciate you. I am repping Ferrum because Coach Keese is our most famous alum. So sorry, Coach Keese, but you beat Duke in the Elite Eight. So whatever, you can have this in-season loss in 2025. You owned me in the ACC tournament and March Madness. So I appreciate you guys watching this. I will be back to do the Duke UNC breakdown, and fingers crossed that it's a Duke win against UNC.